Hello, friends. Wishing everyone a very happy and divine 2018. Today, I'll be talking about how the tech industry is actually revolutionizing the whole sector across the globe. We know we are in the industry 4 sector, which is technology driven. The internet era is penetrating in India and across the globe. Having said that, a lot of stocks are being dominated by the technology driven companies. These are not the companies who have invested a lot in purchasing, but what they have invested is in the R&D and research, and they came up with intellectual property rights. They have a number of patent applications which have been filed across globe, not only in the domestic country but internationally. So how internet has penetrated in our lives? If we talk about companies, Facebook and Google are the two main online portals, or you can say online websites in common words, which have driven the way we understand and perceive life. So which are the tech companies which has revolutionized the way we think, the humans think, and how AI and machine learning is playing a very important role in analyzing the big data which is being generated by these engines, or what I can say is online engines, websites, whereby the we as users are using it for fulfilling our daily needs. So, if we talk about internet per se, Facebook and Google, which is backed by Alphabet, spans the globe, and the way the companies have grown over the years is tremendous. What is the future, or what we see in 2018 would be content would be the king. So how the content would be generated, what type of content will actually rule the internet world, what can be seen when we talk about online content. It's Netflix is something which has given a platform to artists across the globe to showcase their talent. At the same time, it has penetrated the internet, whereby everything is online. There has been a shift from television to internet by way of Netflix. So the content has to be visual. Visual content is going to rule in years to come, because when you see anything visually, there's a straight away a mind mapping of that visual content on your brain. Another very important concept which we should analyze is, or we should understand, is why innovations and intellectual property rights is going to rule the world across the globe. If we talk about we are the world, if these are the buzzwords, and who are the countries who are actually ruling when we talk about we are the world, is United States, which is followed by China. Even the unicorns, the most of the unicorn startups are coming from US Silicon Valley. So around about 112 unicorn startups are in US. There's no competitor right now for the US innovations. As for the innovations is concerned, the next country is China. Around about 59 unicorn startups have dominated. And China is actually coming up with a lot of intellectual property rights. They are filing a lot of patents. The domestic players are also taking over the foreign players. So, if we talk about the share market globally, that is topped by the technology companies. So, the dominated stock market is being dominated by Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and which is followed by Tencent. Tencent is investing a lot in the Indian startup ecosystem. So we might see a few of the innovative ecosystem startups which will change the way we think. The current startups in India, what are we doing? We are learning a lot from East and West, and the learning curve is great. However, when we talk about the innovative culture, how about innovation? Learning and copying is one aspect, but innovation is something to solve the problems. Innovation is to create a solution for the existing problem. Maybe it can be a time factor, maybe it's a low cost product, it's a sustainable model. So we need to analyze what kind of innovation is going to disrupt and solve the massive problem in India. So, as an Indian startup, what are the factors you should take into consideration before even investing your time and energy in starting a startup? Is the Indian customer enduring the trust and the confidence level in your business model? If these two factors can be resolved, then a lot can happen. The Indian market scenario is very, very different. When we talk about the market scenario, the way the people think in North is different from South and East and West. So how to resolve those issues at the point of creating that confidence level in them and creating that trust in them. The main factor which I have realized over the years of my career is when we talk about solving a problem, it's this problem of solving the emotional connect. If we talk about Facebook and Orkut, how these two are different is that Facebook is evolving every 6 months. Facebook is actually analyzing the emotional content or the emotional content of the humans is analyzed, and that is how they're coming up with their feeds. It's everything is very much AI based, ML based, and that is why we see something very particular what we want to see on Facebook, and that is how it was different from Orkut. Since it is resolving those problems, it is evolving. So the empathy factor is being targeted, or what I feel, empathy factor is the key factor to solve the massive problems when we talk of getting everybody online. What I have understood over the years is when we are into a startup or doing business, one should understand at the end of the day, customer is the king. And when we talk about customer is the king, we should understand we have to make our customer happy. And to make a customer happy, it should be a target communication. And when we communicate with any customer, it should be more human in nature. Even an email in a service sector, if you just send an email to a client, it won't work. You have to send a targeted message, or target based audience should be identified, and give them the customer experience which should be more meaningful. So, what are the pointers which should be taken care in 2018 is, as a startup, you need to innovate in the areas where you think there is a market, identify that market, do your market research, identify the target consumers, have one-to-one conversation, and then only invest your time to develop some online business model. Developing online business model is the easiest thing. However, to sustain it is the billion dollar question. So if you have any questions related to how to generate that intellectual property right from your startup idea, we at TCIS can assist you with the same. I'm Pretty Khastigar. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comment box below. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.